الحمد لله وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأصلي وأسلم على رسول الله صلاة وتسليما يليقان بالحبيب المصطفى النبي المجتبى صلوات ربي وسلامه عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وتابعيه وتابعي تابعيه إلى يوم الدين. أحبتي وأحبائي في الله، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. For the last 2 nights or 3, we have been talking about how a Muslim, how a mu'min would translate his faith in action. Just in order to show Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that إيمانك ما وقر في القلب وصدقه العمل. Your faith, what has been penetrated deeply in your heart, and it has been translated to action. To prove that Iman, that faith, it has to be proved in action. This is what the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said. The long hadith, ليس الإيمان بالتمني ولكن الإيمان ما وقر في القلب وصدقه العمل. يعني some people will take Iman as a wishful thought, or I am pretending I am a mu'min. But that Iman never ever leave their lips. Claim, I am a mu'min. But to have that Iman translated in action, if we do, will be totally different, wallahi, Muslimin. In everything in our life. I shared with you some experience of our dear brothers here in this masjid. SubhanAllah, today personally, I have experienced something, wallahi, I never thought about it. It never occurred to me this would happen, or to have such an experience. It was done يعني, in a very, very spontaneous way. I had a medical appointment today. One of my fingers on my hand is not moving in a proper way, so I have to check with a rheumatologist what is going on, though I took some medication before it didn't work out, so I had to consult with that rheumatologist. And as you all know, the routine nurse would come and have you there and to check your blood pressure and your weight and temperature and so on and so forth. All of a sudden, the nurse asked me, "Are you fasting?" I just looked at her and said, "Yes, I am." I said, "How did you know?" It's all over the place, and on Ramadan, and you're fasting, and so on and so forth. I said, "By the way, let me ask you a question." I said, "Go ahead, feel free." I said, "It was in the middle of the day. My appointment was at 3 p.m. today. Now 3:15, I was in the clinic, and with the nurse, I said, "Aren't you hungry?" I just looked at her, and I smiled. And I said, wallahi, all of a sudden, this is what I said, yani without even thinking. I said, "No, wallahi." I said, "What?" I said, "No, I'm not hungry." I said, "A little bit, not hungry?" I said, "Not thirsty?" I said, "No." I said, "You know what the temperature today? It's 80 something." I said, "Oh yeah, I know." And we had it 100 degrees. But how come you're not hungry? How come you're not thirsty? And the nurse was more than willing and more than happy to hear from me how, when I'm fasting, I'm not hungry, I'm not thirsty, like many. And I told her, by the way, fasting is not only abstaining from food and drink, that You won't feel hungry, but abstaining from, and I explained to her briefly because I know we're having limited time. It's a nurse, got to do her job. And I got to be in the doctor's office as soon as I can. It is our vision, it is our mind, it is our tongue, it is, I said, how all of those organs would be fasting? They don't eat. I said, yeah, we know. But the more you work in all of them to transform yourself within those 30 days intensively to be fasting, what your eyes can see, what your ears can hear, what your tongue can say, what your hands can do, and your legs to walk where, and your heart, and so on and so forth. It is all of the above besides being hungry and thirsty. That's why you do not feel hungry. The focus is not our stomach. It is me, the whole human being. Wallahi, wallahi. The nurse was in tears. This is what you have? Yes. Yes. People are hungry for Islam, thirsty to learn Islam. But what will share him with them? This is what would really move them. She was willing to keep going on and on and on and ask questions and this and that, but of course we're dealing with a very limited time, and I was really, really aware of that, so I did not go in a lot of details giving a lecture and presentation. We're in the clinic. We are in the clinic, and more than enough, alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, her heart has been touched and moved. Went to the doctor's office. Doctor came. I saw him several times for my gout, for the Amir knows. He's my rheumatologist, and he's helping me for almost a couple of years now. While we're discussing, things, what is going on with my finger, what's going on with my hand, and how's my gout, how's my, the level of what, Amir? The level of uric acid. And all of a sudden, no clue whatsoever, in the middle of the examination, in the middle of, I know you're fasting. Yes. How did you know? I said, this Ramadan, Muslims are fasting. Same question the nurse asked. Aren't you hungry? I said, no. How come? So far, it was around 3:20, 3:25. He said, I had my early breakfast. I had a snack. Had my coffee several times. I had my lunch. Had another snack. Before I came to your appointment, I had, a little snack beside my coffee. Yet, I'm so hungry for dinner. I am not hungry. Said, what time are you going to break your fast? And I said, 8:58 tonight. How come you're not hungry? This is what is really amazing me. And I know that by the time you're breaking your fasting, you do not eat that much. And even early morning, he's aware of that. You do not eat that much either. How come you're not hungry? I repeated exactly what I told and what I shared with the nurse, but briefly, because I know his time, and I wanted him to take care of me. My finger and my uric acid and this and that and so on and so forth. Tell me more. Tell me more. Tell me more. And asking questions about Ramadan, about fasting. Tell me more. I have heard that scientifically speaking, and he's talking about if someone has diabetes too, what it would do for them, and so on and so forth. twice in a day, happen to have a Muslim in the clinic and asking him about Ramadan and fasting and all of these, and all of a sudden he asked me, but once you're done with the month of Ramadan, how you feel and how you have, or how much you have accomplished in order to keep you going for the rest of the year for another 11 months. Look at the depth of the questions and the way they wanted to know more about Islam. So they just hear about Muslims are fasting the month of Ramadan, that's it. But the more they understand, subhanallah rabbil alameen, you know, they all of a sudden he has his computer in front of him, the keyboard, his hands, looking at the computer, asking me questions, looking at me, back and forth. All of a sudden, his hand is just go like this down. Just look at me. Congratulations. I wish he could do as you do. I feel that whatever I'm doing in my career never grant me the full success I'm looking for. You are succeeding. Congratulations. This is the perception of non-Muslims when you explain to them who we are, what we're doing in a very simple way, in a very honest way. Subhanallah, wallahi, I felt like, Subhanallah Rabbil Alameen, what is going on? What's happening? Is it the perception of non-Muslims about us, that how much we're doing for Islam and for ourselves? Big hands, congratulations, happy Ramadan. And he left, and I left the room. I had another appointment. I was killing two birds by one stone. My glasses, this one I'm wearing, those have some scratches. I had to have another pair of glasses. I stopped by the eye clinic, film clinic, show the prescription and everything. And all of a sudden, the guy there at the eye clinic asked me the same question. Wallahi, the same question. Are you fasting month of Ramadan? Wallahi, I feel like I didn't say yes or no or anything. I said, how did you know? We know. We are fasting. He put the prescription aside, he put everything aside and start asking about Ramadan again. Am I here in a mission to teach in that clinic, Fridley Clinic, Fairview, about the month of Ramadan for 3 people, a nurse and a doctor, a rheumatologist, and that guy, in the eye clinic? The same thing we're talking about. The same thing. To make the story short, by the end of it, he said, I wish I could be a Muslim. Ya Allah, what can I tell him? I'm not there to preach Islam. I'm not there to tell him, I need my pair of glasses, and that's it. Thank you. Take care of me. I say, I wish I could be a Muslim. I told him easily. And he said, how? Can we speak out of the clinic later? Here's my phone number. Here's my phone number. I was home around 5:30. He called. Can we meet? And we talk more and more and more about Islam. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar, Ya Allah. We're having an appointment to speak more about. The little you do for yourself, for Islam, it has a huge impact on people around us. Again and again, people around us are hungry and thirsty and eager to know more and more and more about Islam. Just being a Muslim in the clinic, being a Muslim in your workplace, being a Muslim in your neighborhood, being a Muslim with some people around you. Just once they know you are a Muslim, you're fasting the month of Ramadan, a lot of appreciation, a lot of inquiry, a lot of questions to come to you. Be ready. Do something for Allah, ya akhwa, wallahi. Wallahi, forget about what is going on in the whole Islamic world. Here is our opportunity in this land, in this country. We can share with people around us Islam by our own behavior. Put your faith in action and you'll see the outcome. Insha'Allah Rabbil Alameen. Insha'Allah. 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 اللهم اجعل في قلوبنا نورا وفي ألسنتنا نورا واجعل في أسماعنا نورا واجعل في أبصارنا نورا واجعل من خلفنا نورا ومن أمامنا نورا واجعل من فوقنا نورا ومن تحتنا نورا يا نور السماوات والأرض. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته.